Welcome to the Matt Beck Podcast. Woke up this way. He's got a lot of cool stuff he's gonna show you today. The latest news, industry topics, and business tips. For all hairstylists and salon owners, it's time to flip the script. Grab your precision scissors, barber combs, and swivel twist razors. Let's cut a bob, a quick shag, pixie cut with a little bit of flavor. Check out the live classes, product reviews, let's rock on. Don't forget to check out freesaloneducation.com. I woke up this way. It's gonna be a great day. Chop it, clip it, spray it, flip it. I woke up this way.
Welcome to the show. So, sorry, I'm a little late, but guess what? Today, I'm trying something a little bit different. Very, very excited to have all of you guys here. Lynn, thank you so much. Already, Lynn's jumping onto it. Look at this. Look at this. Did everyone share? Lynn, you're the best. Everyone, please share the show. Guess what? I have 3 haircuts for you guys today, so psyched about that. I'm going to be sharing that with you guys. I'm also using new software because, like I said to you guys yesterday, for the last couple of weeks, I've been using one type of software that I've used for probably like 5 years, but I never used it every day. And what was happening is it kept crashing in the middle of the broadcast, and it's just not acceptable. So today, I'm trying something a little bit different. So bear with me, but I actually think it's going to be more exciting. Nim, what's up? How are you? What is it, Glennis? What's up, Glennis? How are you? Rose, good to see you. Good morning, Sandra. Hello from Oklahoma. Hillary. So, very cool. I can pull all of your comments up now. I used to only be able to do YouTube, and it would crash. So, very excited. All right, cool. TM, what's up? Hey, it's Timo. TM, everybody's here. I can't get you all on here, but look. Oh, yup, shared. All right. Awesome, guys. So let's get this thing rolling. Let's get as many people on here as possible. I'm teaching you guys 3 haircuts today, all with the razor and all long layered cuts. Well, the last one is a medium length cut, but it's on a real person and it's fine hair. The first 2 are thick hair. So we're going to be using the Donald Scott carving comb, which you guys have been going crazy and actually purchasing these things. So thank you for that. If you're interested in them, you can go to our online store. There's a wide comb version and there's a fine comb version. Go to freesaloneducation.com and you can purchase them there. Also, if you guys get a chance, if you want to shoot me a text and let me know what you want to see on future shows, that phone number is available all the time. So you can just post in there, or you can just comment in the comments and we'll see where it goes. TN, thanks. Let me see here. See if I can pop that stuff up. I'm glad you're liking the new format. How is everybody else liking this? Because I'm really enjoying it. I got to be honest. Like even today, it's fun. It's a little consuming of my life a little bit because it's a daily show. So every day I got to come up with something new to entertain you guys with. But at the same time, I feel like I'm finally doing something again that's like that's creative and I just have to create something every day. So it's really fun. So I'm enjoying seeing all of you guys in the chat on Facebook and on YouTube, and I just feel like we're definitely like I'm seeing familiar names, so it's fun to build. Mandy, what's up? First time watching, welcome. I'm glad you're here. So here's the deal, guys. We're gonna learn today 3 different cuts, like I said. All I ask, this is totally free, obviously, just share the video with as many people as you can so that we can grow this show. And that's about it. And then we're gonna learn together. So let me see. The first video I wanna get into is going to be, it's a really cool razoring technique. This one could be transformed from medium to high density hair, so thick hair. It's not super long. The second one's longer in length, I mean. And so that's pretty much that. Like, it's a really cool technique. It's got a pop top to it, face frame feel to the layering. So that's what we're going to get into first. If you guys have questions, obviously post them. And remember, when you ask a question on this show, just put Q before the question so that I can easily find your question throughout the chat. I can see your guys' chat all over my face now. Now on the new software, I see it right in front of me, and I see it over on my old stuff too. So, Yes. Ashley shared on Facebook. I share every day. Awesome. Hello from Thailand. Very cool. Lisa, this is hilarious. You give your lives practically the same time the New York governor gives his daily briefings. Well, this is the hair daily briefings for you all. And honestly, I can't watch those briefings anymore. I'll watch them back if somebody says something crazy happened, and I'm not in New York, but in PA, we do things later. He comes on like 4 o'clock. So I'm glad you're tuning in. Just put him on the side in captions, right? All right, cool. Please share your WhatsApp number. I don't have a WhatsApp number. I should get one of those. I hear that they're a big deal. But all right, so let's get started with education. Thank you guys so much for sharing. This is video number 1. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to walk you guys through this technique. If you guys have questions, obviously just post them in the chat and we'll get to it. What I'm doing is the way I sectioned off the head, I didn't show you the sectioning, but it's just split right at the division point right there. And then we're going to be taking vertical sections. I'll get into the front sectioning in a bit, but you can pretty much see what it is. So I take a vertical section straight down, center back, and I'm going to be over directing everything to the previous. So as I cut through, and then I'm using the carving comb. And here's the cool thing about the carving comb, guys, and what you're going to notice is that, and with cutting a razor, I want to break that down as well. So let me go here real quick, and let me come back. Let me see if I can do this. All right, so look up here at me for a sec. So on the carving comb, there's let me put it in front of my face, a 50% cutting side and 100%. We're going to be using that throughout this haircut. If you don't have a carving comb, you could always take the current section that I have out and just go through and flick your razor down the section and just take out little bits throughout that section and then go through and cut your line afterwards. But you'll see what I do. Also, when you cut with a razor, the more you move it, the more layered effect you get. And you're going to notice in this, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this section and then I'm going to elevate it, raise it up, and you'll see the line that we create. So let's move on with the cut, but I just want you guys to see that as we go through it. All right. So moving the razor back and forth real heavy is going to create a lot of texture, a lot of separation, great for thick hair. And then when I lift that hair up, you can see, I mean, obviously there's a little bit of hair there. Then we do what we call a point cutting technique, where we take the carving comb, we move it back and forth because it cuts on both sides, and we remove the hair from that section. Again, if you have a regular razor, you could just go through and use your 2 fingers and pull the hair out that way. There's a lot of different techniques that you can do, but I'm just showing you guys what you can do with the carving comb. So I work that back and forth. You can see that I'm traveling as I go through here. So I just bring all the hair to the previous, and I go through and cut that way. All right. So Lynn's asking, is that the 50% side of the razor? No, it's the 100% side. So 50% side is a little bit tough to cut a line with because it only cuts on certain parts of it. So really it's just for taking out bulk. Good question. All right, so now what I'm going to do, once I finish that section, I've worked both sides. Now I go through with the 100% cutting side and I just remove the bottom length. The more you move the razor, the more broken the bottom will be. The quicker you move the razor, the more strong line you'll get on the bottom. Obviously, with a razor like this, you'll never get really a strong line, but that's not the purpose. You want something a little bit more free, a little bit more open. So there's the back. You can see all the layers moving, how it works through there. Now we're going to work into the side. Now that side section on both sides is from parietal ridge down to the temple area. So just kind of be aware of where we're at, where we're working. But this is a pretty easy section as well. The thing I love about cutting with the razor is that you're basically drawing the shape in. So now I work and I just connect the lengths first. And then I'm going to go through and do a face frame technique throughout the side. All right, guys. And remember, if you guys have any questions, just post them, put Q in front of your question and then post the question. So I know that it's a question, I can see it in the chat easier. So just put a capital Q and then your question. See that I'm working back and forth with the razor that way. Just going through, cutting that face frame, working those layers, and you'll see that nice face frame that it creates, but it's also creating layering throughout the interior of the cut as well. So So I think it's Gladys is saying, what's the name of the razor you're using? It's a Donald Scott carving comb. You can get it on freesaloneducation.com. It's $39. So if you're looking for a new razor tool, that's definitely my favorite. If you already have a razor, you can do this technique with that razor for sure. There's always ways to do things to create. So we work our way through. I slide the carving comb at the very end, and you can see those layers starting to build up. Now, this is the really fun part, guys, and this is kind of like the part that I like the most about this technique, is taking these front sections. So what I do is I comb that whole entire front forward, and then what I'm going to do is twist the hair and twist it towards the nose, right? So I pull everything forward, and I take that entire section, and I twist it towards the nose, and then that over directs the hair that's furthest away from the nose closer to it in a little bit more of an extreme way. So it creates even more of a kind of push of the weight backwards. So just gives it a little extra edge. You've seen people, styles like Sam Villa do this, twist cutting. Twisting the hair just gives it a little more over direction. It's a little extra push. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the opposite side, just pulling that bottom hair, twisting it over to the nose and cutting it. Do you always go behind the ear for a face frame? Yes, for the most part. I mean, I'll work my way all the way back, but because we cut so many short layers in this cut in the back, no hair reaches that far. So really, I just go until the hair reaches for the most part, so it connects the two sides together. Good question. All right, so you can see that created that kind of side bang, face frame feel. It's a versatile bang, so you could wear this in the center parting, or you could wear it off to either side, which makes this a really cool cut, really functional for your clients. It may be a little bit heavy on whatever side they push it to, but it's still nice and light. Like it still works really well as long as, you know, they don't have, like, I probably wouldn't put this cut on curly hair in the top. I'd adjust that. I probably wouldn't do that extra over direction. You don't need it with curly hair. You already get enough weight as it is. All right, so we're going to go in with some hairspray. I'm going to spray the technique. You can see how it kind of collapses. Like, that's one of my favorite parts about this cut. And then you get that side fringe, side swept over. It just looks super cool. So what do you guys think of this cut? Cut number 1 for your morning. What do you guys think? You can see the layers. You see how it kind of the shape comes down. Super cool. Thanks, Ashley. Appreciate that. Lynn, thank you. This is a good question. Neat. All right. Lisa's saying, cutting with the razor is how I learn. Very cool. All right. Is this a good cut for long waist length hair? Probably not. So, Antoinette, I'm actually the next cut that I'm going to show you guys, let me go back to the main. The next cut that I'm going to show you guys is actually going to be better for waist length hair. So it's just creating more layering, but longer layers. So that should definitely help. Cool. It's blowing up the chat. I can hear it. This is kind of cool because in the new software, every time you guys say something, it clicks in my ear. So it's like I can actually hear everything that you're saying. Delta, thanks so much. Gabriella, cool. Let's see. Haircut is for fine hair. So this haircut is for fine hair. No, I've got a haircut for fine hair coming up at the end. So I wanted to kind of work through it. So this one was medium density to high. The next one's going to be for high density and long. And then the last one's going to be for fine, medium length, hair. And that'll be it. So that'll be the show for today. All right, cool. So guys, keep sharing the show. We're going to move into the next technique. But before we do that, there's one thing that I want to share with you guys. Super cool. Another cool thing I can do with this good old software is the fact that the FSE Now app is out. This is our app. You can see it right next to me, right? Oh, right over there. So this is the app. This is our education page. So when you want to see any education videos, any of the past shows that we've watched, you can look at it right through there. Latest videos, we got cuts, we got colors, everything, all the videos that we create. We also have branded education in there as well. And then the very cool thing is you click on the community and there's flowers. They're testing some things. But you've got beautiful pictures of your guys' hair that you're posting that I get to see. So just go in, create your account. And then the other beautiful thing about this app is that you create a profile. And this profile shows up on our stylistlocator.com website. It'll show your reviews. It'll show your social. It shows your contact information and then your gallery of all of your work so that clients can see how talented you are and they can request to talk to you. And we also just added in, so if I click on Rosany's profile, I can see her profile, see her work, and I can send her a message in here and just say what's up or ask her how she did that technique. It's pretty cool. The other cool thing about the app is that you can just add text. So if I just want to add a text post and I want to say, hey, how do you guys, what's your favorite lightener or what's your favorite foil brand or whatever it is, what's your favorite scissor, you can post that and then we can just start a conversation in there as well. So tons of cool things happening in the app. I can't wait for you guys to all have it. And it is available now. So I'm going to play a little promo so I can take a breath. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to share some more education with you guys. This is going to be on a thick haircut. So check out the FSE On Demand app. Guys, so go download the app as soon as this show is over. Create a profile. Thousands of hairdressers are already on there. It's only been available for a couple weeks, so super pumped for all of you guys to be on there. King is asking, is this great for cosmetology students? Yes, it is, because there's a student sign up. We built in a student sign up so that students could get on there, learn, and be a part of the community, but their work and their profile is hidden from customers on Stylist Locator until they graduate. So we've tried to think of it all. Me and my wife, it's a 2-person team. We've been going through trying to get all of this right for you guys. And it's a constant evolution, but the new look of the app is out. So I hope you guys are liking it. It has a little bit more of a social media feel to it. So it should feel very familiar for you guys. But that's about it. So let's see. Cool. Where are you guys watching from? Post that in the chat. I want to see where you guys are sitting right now. And also, let me know, what do you guys want to see next? I heart music always. Thank you so much. Glad you like it. Let's see. How to not make a hole in the bob. We actually, I don't know if that was in the Bob show, but we did a Bob show. So you should watch that just in case you didn't see it a couple shows ago. So go on our YouTube channel, Free Salon Education, on YouTube, and see if you can see the Bob show on there. Tampa, Florida, what's up? What do you recommend? Put a Q before your question, guys, just so I can see it, but I did see this one. What do you recommend? How to curl and keep curls for waist-length hair? All right, cool. So I think this video, I might be able to talk about that at the end. So let's get started with the next video, and we'll see if that gets us into it. So we're going to be using the carving comb again, guys. Technique. So I'm opening up the blades. I wanted to show you guys kind of how the blades go in. There's 2 different blades that go into it. So the top pops off just like this. You take the T out, you slide the 2 blades in, and then you put the T back on, and you're all set to go to work this razor back and forth. You have 2 different sides. 50% cutting side as the one side, and then 100% cutting side on the other. I'm using the fine tooth comb one again. You could use the wide teeth as well. And now, so this video I shot a couple years ago. Great technique, still relevant today. But my thought process is a little bit different. I probably would have used the wide tooth comb on thicker hair. But we're going to also use the Donald Scott Prepare. This is a razor tool glide. So it a lot of people freak out about razors hurting hair. This just allows, it's almost like it is a cutting lotion. And it helps with sectioning, and then it also helps with condition of the hair, and it helps the razor glide over the hair. So we sell that on freesalon.education.com as well. Pretty cool tool to spray it in. Super healthy, makes the hair super shiny. Great product. Let's see. Where do you buy the carving comb? You can get it right on freesaloneducation.com. So if anybody asks that, guys, if you could do me a favor in the chat and just let them know that it's on freesaloneducation.com, just so that you guys can kind of have my back and I don't have to say it a lot, because I don't want you guys to get bored of what I'm saying. But all right, so look at what I'm talking about now, the elevation. So we're working on super long hair. I want to create some layers. I want to create a face frame, a lot of bouncy layers in this cut. So what am I doing? It's all based on elevation and over direction. We talked about it yesterday. So you got to look at elevation and over direction is the same thing. It's a degree thing. So the more you pull it over, the faster and the harder it's going to fall the other way, right? And the heavier. And then the more you lift it, the faster it's going to fall. So you're moving it over, taking weight away, and pushing weight somewhere else. So I keep taking diagonal forward partings, bringing them towards the hairline. So diagonal forward from the parting to the hairline, bringing it over to me, elevating it up in the air. And then I'm doing a soft stroke with the razor. I'm not doing a real heavy one. If I really wanted to remove some density, I'd go back and forth a lot harder. In this technique in particular, I want a more perfect line, just shattering it a little bit. So I bring everything over, and you can see how that's starting to unfold and just creating that really nice face frame. So just bringing it over to me and cutting it nice and high. Do you have to use a new blade each time? That's a great razor question. And my answer is, I'm going to say I'm going to say a soft yes, because you need it to be super sharp. So why people get freaked out is because hairdressers have used the same blade. Not everyone, but some hairdressers use the same blade for a year, and then they start ruining people's hair. If you have a sharp razor blade on prepared hair, you don't have to worry about ruining the hair. A razor blade is sharper. I would rather run my finger over my scissor blade than over a razor blade. It would cut me every time, right? So you got to think about it that way. So just make sure that you're using a very sharp blade. I would never go over two haircuts, and I would base it on what was that haircut that I did. Did they have super thick hair and all of that stuff? I just think it makes sense to use a new blade every time, even though I know it can get a little bit expensive. All right. So we're just continuing through. Now I grab a piece from the opposite side. So I worked my way back till I got behind the ear. And then I just kept continuing until I ran out of hair, really. And now I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Now, I take a guideline from the previously cut section, and I just bring it right over to me, use that piece as the guide, and then I'm going to start my cut there. So you can see some of that length in there is actually longer. So you want to take that part out and just use the smallest piece for your guide so you don't mess anything up. So same thing, same elevation. Now working through the weak side, so it'll go a lot faster. All right. Snowden's back. What's up, Snowden? Is there a way to never leave cosmetology school? We are always learning. That's an awesome question. I couldn't wait to get out of cosmetology school. Snowden, where do you go to school? I want to hear that, because that's great, and we should give them a shout out, because I mean, my school was, I loved some of the teachers that I had. I do feel like they did push me a little bit. But for the most part, there wasn't like I don't know. I couldn't wait to get out and just start making money and working. All right, so you can see now I'm taking the 50% carve side and just working my way through the back. So that's I'm not cutting all of the hair. I'm cutting 50% of the hair and just working my way through the technique. So you go through, just to sum up this haircut, everything diagonal forward, bring it over to you across the chair. Other side, bring it over to you across the chair. And then the very back, you take that 50% carve side from wherever you want the layers to start, where you want to start creating that texture, and just pull that razor through, elevate the hair out just a little bit, and you can work that 50% carve through. Ergo brush. So I'm using a round brush. This is Ergo brushes. They're available. To me, they're the best round brushes I've found in the industry. And to be honest, when a company only makes a brush, like they make a couple hot tools as well, but like when you could easily email the owner, talk to him, and he's got a passion for brushes, like why would you buy a different brush, right? So tourmaline bristles, they heat up really nice. They grip the hair really nice. The handle's extra long. The nozzle of the brush is extra wide, so you can get more hair in it. It's just developed for a hairdresser. I mean, we sell them in retail in the salon for clients as well, but you know, just a great brush, great brush. So over directing everything, doing it very similar to the way I cut it. Whenever I round brush hair, I typically do it the same way that I cut it, over directing it across the face, same type of elevation. That just tends to work for me. I'm not a round brushing expert. Most of the time I'm smoothing and flattening hair, but in this case, I wanted to get a lot of volume and a lot of kick to this technique. So we're gonna start in the top. Again, elevation is high, so I'm pulling that hair straight up in the air to cut it, and then bringing it over to me, letting it set, letting it cool. Now, the key to a good round brush blow dry is to let it cool. So don't get impatient. I edit out all my waiting, so don't think that I'm doing this that fast. I let it cool. I'll even hit it with a cool shot on the blow dryer to cool it off before I take it out of the brush, because anytime hair is heating up, right, it's breaking the bonds down. And when you break the bonds down and then it cools, it reforms the bonds in that curl pattern. So most of the time when a client or somebody at home is having trouble with their hair staying with volume and all of that stuff, it's because they rushed it. They rushed the process. So don't rush it. Here is the beautiful look. You can see all of these layers that pop through it. The face frame, the fringe, like everything about it. Just super voluminous. Voluminous is not my best word. All right. So there you go, guys. What do you think? Let me know. You can see all the layers, even in the back, tons of layers, tons of movement. Lynn, thank you so much. Love it. Bobby's World, thank you. All right, let's see here. What blow dryer are you using? What is your favorite blow dryer? So in that video, I'm using the Ergo blow dryer. I like that blow dryer. It's super powerful. So here's the deal. I haven't really found a blow dryer that I hate. Besides one, and I won't name it because that's not nice, but most of the time, as long as the nozzle stays firm, so I'm not chasing it around, and as long as the yeah, that's about it. As long as the nozzle stays on and doesn't turn, then I don't really mind it. But I do use the Dyson blow dryer a lot because I love the sleekness of it. I love that it doesn't have a long nozzle because I like holding the blow dryer by the handle, but I don't like the blow dryer being far away from the handle. So like, because this is the thing, and I doubt Dyson, I'm sure they did this for consumers, but when you're blow drying your hair and you've got a nozzle that's like this long, right? Now all of a sudden your arm goes from having to be here when you're blow drying to having to be here. And that little bit of movement, like from here to here, is a stretch and can really work your shoulder a lot. So even when you're working with a client and I've got her hair here and I can have to go from here to here, holding my arm up, it's a big difference when you're working all day blow drying hair. So I like the Dyson because it doesn't have that long nozzle. It's very short. It's got a nice long handle. So, but does it blow dry the hair? I mean, people say it blow dries the hair so much faster, and I don't disagree, but you know, I can do a blow dry pretty fast with any blow dryer. Just make sure it's an ionic blow dryer. That tends to help push some of that moisture out of the hair. All right. cool. Thanks, Christina. Whoops. Can't have that up and Christina's point at the same time. All right, cool. Thank you guys so much. It's awesome having you guys all in here. I can see you guys in the chat. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Mary Ann's been doing hair for 58 years. You're my idol. Good job. Let's see. I think Snowden said they've been doing hair since like for a while. I can't find that in the chat, but it's definitely a while. All right. So Snowden's saying, should I get an account with Now since I can't work? I would definitely get an account because first off, I'm trying to get the hairdressers on there before I start really promoting to the consumer base. So you don't really have to worry about anybody calling you. I mean, we're not getting it. We're getting a lot of stylists signing up. We're not getting a ton of consumers yet, but I haven't been promoting it that way yet. And so when we do, obviously you might get some calls, but I wouldn't worry about that. And you can also sign up as a student if you don't want people to see your profile and you're a professional. It doesn't matter. It's free no matter what. So the only thing you can pay for in the app is to be featured in your area. So when somebody looks up your name, I think it's $5 a month, and you can be featured to come up first in your area. But as of now, I'm not really even recommending anybody do that because, you're probably one of the only ones in your area at this point. Once we have thousands and thousands and thousands of people on there, then you might want to pay. But for now, just get signed up, free account, sign up as a student or a stylist. If you want your profile hidden, sign up as a student. If you want your profile shown, sign up as a stylist. All right. What brush are you using? So again, guys, Ergo brush on freesaloneducation.com. You can check them all out. They're all my favorite brushes. All my favorite tools that I've been able to figure out how to sell them, they're on freesaloneducation.com. So anything that you see on there is going to be quality stuff, stuff that I use in the salon every day. I don't put any junk on there for you guys. All right. Nancy, I've been doing hair for 25 years and I don't want to stay with the same old. I hear you. All right, cool. All right, guys, I got one more cut for you. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Let me know if you are in the comments. I love seeing that. And I don't always use a nozzle. Is that bad? So here's the deal. I don't think if you don't use a nozzle on a blow dryer, it's totally cool. It's not a big deal. I think there's a lot of times I don't either. It just controls the airflow coming out of the blow dryer. So, and typically you want the airflow blowing down the hair strand because this looks frizzy at this point. The reason this stuff gets frizzy is because the cuticle layer is sticking out and up, so it looks dull and frizzy. When the cuticle layer is laying down and flat, then you get shine and smoothness to the hair. So a lot of times that's product choice. Like this is sprayed with texture wax and all that stuff, and we messed it all up. A different hairstyle that was used serums and we used a blow dryer to blow it down. Like this, I used open blow dryer, no nozzle, and just roughed up the hair to give it that rough look. But if I didn't want that look, I would put a nozzle on and I would blow dry the hair down and smooth with some tension and smooth out that cuticle to get the shine and a healthy look to the hair. Antoinette, what is your opinion on a diffuser? Like a brand of diffuser or a diffuser in general? We're going to say diffuser in general. I love using a diffuser. So, but my opinion on a diffuser is, and actually I have a great video for that. I think I've already played it. So Sam Villa has a great video where he breaks down how to use a diffuser. And one of my favorite things to do with a diffuser is to make sure that you dry the hair 100%. What a lot of people do is they use a diffuser as a tool to get done quicker. So they have somebody with curly hair, they diffuse it, they get it 50% dry, and then they send them out the door, or 75% dry and they send them out the door. What happens is you go out in the heat and the humidity or the weather, and the moisture in the hair starts to expand, and then that curly hair starts to build up humidity and get bigger and bigger. So just like I said before, until the hair gets dry and cools, those bonds are still alive in a way. They're not really alive, but you know what I mean. So, so it's important to make sure that as you're going through and you're doing your technique to get the hair fully dry before your client leaves. It should not be something that gets you done faster. It should be something that is a tool to create curly hair, and that's it. That's my opinion on diffusers. Cool. All right. Can you give some feedback or video? Oh, I'm not good at men's haircut. Okay, I get you. Yeah, we're going to do a men's special coming up. I don't want to do it, though, because I'll do some men's cutting, and I do a ton of men's cutting in the salon. 80% of my clients are male. That's also because I don't take new clients anymore. I just keep my existing, and a lot of them were guys. And I love doing male clientele because they come in every week, every 2 weeks. To keep cleaned up and everything, and the conversation I like. So big fan of male clientele. Now here's the challenge. I don't do barbering cuts, and because barbering is so popular, barbers are rough out there. So, whenever we do a class for barbers, there just tends to be, people in there talking about it. So I have friends that are super talented. Johnny Livingston's one of them. I'd like to have him on the show soon and, have him break down men's cutting. But then also I could do some men's cutting too, because not everybody wants a tight fade. And I definitely, my realm of textured men's hair, which I feel is coming, because a lot of guys are going to want to shift their style after this, because now they've got long hair. And so, are they going to want to go back to the fade? They're either going to go back to the fade and go as short as possible, or they're going to go long in case this ever happens again and they know what to do with their hair and it's styled and it's not grown out. So we'll see what happens. Yes, Ashley, I hear you. Yay, Johnny. How long does it take to do an average haircut and blowout? So for me, I spend about 45 minutes on an average cut and blowout. If it was a bob or something that takes a little bit more time, I might spend an hour. And I know that doesn't fit to everybody. I know some of you guys have to do all of that in a half an hour, and it's great. For me, I don't like to rush it, and I charge accordingly. My haircuts are $100. So for when I take new clients. So I don't like to rush it, obviously. And I like to spend that entire hour really working that haircut and making it perfect. Now, some people don't charge that much, and that's totally fine. And it's based on your area, and it's based on, what people get for haircuts. And that's a different thing. And you have to do it faster. So it just is what it is. So, but for me, my average haircut is 45 minutes, especially for a long layered haircut, like you guys are seeing in the videos. So usually spend about 15-20 minutes on the wet cut, spend a good amount of time, 20 minutes blow drying, and then about 5, 10, 15 minutes on the dry cut after. All right. So, Angelique, this is a good question. One of our students wants to know if you prefer razor cutting or shears. So I prefer both, and I prefer both in almost every haircut. So I love combining the techniques. Combining scissors and razor. It's very rare. Like for some of these cuts you're seeing now, I'm using just a razor. But now recently, when I do cuts and different things, I'm constantly switching back and forth, razor, scissor during the cut to create different textures and movements. I said that I think I found my style, which is precise but messy in a way. So messy precision is kind of like, I feel like where I fit the most. I like hard lines. I like where you can see that a lot of work went into the cut, but then it's a little messed up. Like it's a little textured. It's, so like that for me is kind of my style. Let's see. Oh, you guys are so welcome. Glad you like it. Hot mess. Yes. Yeah. So a lot of people are talking about blow dryers not being able to be used in the salon, and this has come up quite a bit on my social media. So I want to talk about this real quick before I go into the last video with you guys. It is definitely going to hinder the job that we do, but so is all of it. So what I would say is, like, I put out a precision cut, a precision bob, and it had these hard lines in it, and somebody commented and they said, you know, how would you do this without a blow dryer? And my response is, I wouldn't do it without a blow dryer. So there are certain cuts that are gonna happen now, like when we get back in the salon and they take away the blow dryer, or they take away whatever for a little while, and I'm fine with it. Everybody needs to be safe. So if I can't cut a bob like that for the next 6 months, it's okay. Everybody just needs a trim and layers and color. So it's fine. We just adjust, right? But you got to know that, like, some haircuts, we're going to have to tell our clients, like, you can't get that cut because I can't do this part of the technique. And that's okay too. And they'll understand it. So just from an educated person, like, that's why we are the professional, is because we know what will work and what won't work. So, so don't push things. Don't try to do things that you're not comfortable doing when we get back in the salon, because a lot of us aren't in the salon, including myself right now, but some of us are. So as you get back into it, don't feel stressed that you have to do everything requested. Just do what you know is right and what you know will work with the tools that you have. And then eventually you'll have all of your tools back and you'll be good to go. Make sense? Okay. This is the interesting thing about this show, is that I've literally been talking this whole time, and it's fun. I'm enjoying it. Are you guys enjoying it? I'm not just playing videos. We're actually teaching and learning and keeping the conversation going. So I can see you guys have been sharing. The numbers are up. You guys are great. Thank you guys for that. Let's grow it again. Hit that share button again if you're on Facebook. I got one cut left and I'm going to get right into it. So they're going to be coming into something fun. So let's see those numbers jump. Hit the share button. Thank you guys. You're the best. All right. So here is the next video. We're going to transform this long hair. And some of you guys will be like, oh, I love her long hair. But here's the deal. We're going to transform her long hair. She's got super fine hair. This is Grace, one of the models that I've used in the past. Again, Donald Scott Prepares going into the hair. And we're going to keep sectioning pretty simple in this cut. Nothing fancy. Separating at the division point. Braiding the hair. We talked about this yesterday as well. So we braid the hair straight down. Just a section front and back. Sectioning those things away. This is as skilled as I get in braiding. Just so you guys know. You're welcome. All right. So now I section straight down the vertical line, straight down center back, and then not parietal ridge, the occipital bone over to behind the ear, and then I clip that away. This is going to be sitting about shoulder length. So the reason I'm doing this is because Grace wanted to change, obviously, and two, I think with fine hair, the longer it gets, the skinnier it looks. So if you can get something right around shoulder length, and this is the Donald Scott twist, and we're actually, I don't know if we're phasing it out at the store, but I like the carving comb better. So it's the same thing as the carving comb for the most part. So just as you guys know, there might be a few left. You could purchase them, but go with the carving comb if you don't see the twist in the store. So I work that 100% cutting side, and you can see I'm going about 2 inches of a pathway, or I don't want to call it like up and down movement, about 2 inches back and forth, creating a pretty nice shattered line. Now I check my line. It feels a little bit long, so then I go through and I cut it there. So now I'm going to continue on. Sectioning is, again, very simple, about 1/2 inch, and I'm going to over direct everything straight out. There's my line, and I go through and cut. You can see how easy this razor cuts through. Now, the one thing about the carving comb that I love is that the blades are super strong. So like, as opposed to some other razors that you get like 1,000 pack of razor blades, they're very flimsy and they almost feel like they're tearing through the hair because they're meant to shave the neck. This thing just glides right through. Like, you don't even really have to work the razor back and forth. The only reason I do that is to create that line. All right, so working my way behind the ear, over directing everything back to me. What's that doing, guys? Can you tell me in the chat, if I bring that hair back towards my body, where is it pushing the weight? Let me know in the chat. I'm not even going to tell you. I'll just tell you if you're right. So we're bringing the hair back, over directing it, and cutting it and pushing that length where? So now I can pinch cut at the bottom. So as I start to let that outer perimeter unfold, I'll just go through, pinch cut, and pull some of that. King Mitch, you got it. Creating length in the front. Very good. So we're pulling that length. I'm pulling everything back to me, cutting it, and it's pushing that length to the front. Jenny's got it too. Lynn's got it. Good. Very cool. There you go, Lisa. I love, like, I asked the question, and you guys aren't going to hear this till later either, but I asked the question like a minute ago, and then all of a sudden it just starts blowing up because you guys hear it later. It's super fun. All right. So we keep working through, again, just to behind the ear, where that sectioning is, and then pushing that weight forward. So when the hair starts to fall, that's when I start to pinch cut and make sure that we're sitting right around that shoulder area. Got it. You got it. All right. Some more cutting there. Have some coffee. So notice in the front, I didn't cut layers, right? So the reason I didn't cut layers in there is because as of right now, she's got fine hair, right? So I don't want to layer it up too much. I want the densities to match. So that's what I did. So I went through, I layered throughout the back to take out just a little bit of density, create some movement. And in the front, I just slowly work my way down, connect those lengths. Do I want it to go a little bit longer in front? A lot of clients like that. They like it to drop in their shoulders, so they still feel like they have that length, but they don't, but they have some fun in the back. So it's like a modern day mullet in a way. So now this is a pump me up powder. So anytime you have fine hair, the only thing about this product is that I like to make sure I have the hair super shiny before I use it, because any powder that you put in the hair is obviously a flat feel, but you put the powder in and it just builds up, it blows up fine hair. So you can see we get some volume. It looks super nice. Then I go in with a little bit of hairspray, light hold hairspray in her fine hair, and just style it that way. So you could see kind of one length, but has that shattered effect to it, which I really love. And it's, you know, a lot of clients are asking for that kind of style. And then it's got that fullness in that body through the front. Nice shoulder length cut, doesn't flip out. We talked about that yesterday as well. So what do you guys think of that cut? Lynn says, I'm doing this cut. Very cool, Lynn. I like that. Christina says, love it. All right. Can you cut dry with the razor? So this is a good question. TE. So I'm going to do a little question. So if you guys want to load the chat up with questions, obviously technique-wise, we're done for the day on this show. What do you want to see tomorrow on the show? Let me know that. And then also, because I'll go back through the chat and look at that and decide what we're going to do tomorrow. And if you have a question, just type Q and then put your question after it so I know that it's a question and I can see it quickly. All right. I'm going to put this back up. Can you cut dry hair with a razor? Yes, I believe you can, as long, and this is where I would say it's got to be a brand new blade. You got to take that blade out of the package, put it into the razor, and then cut on dry hair, because it's super sharp and it will be just as good as slide cutting with a scissor, for sure. So, but it's got to be a brand new blade. Where can I get this razor? You can get the carving combs, both of these guys, you can get them on freesaloneducation.com. It's our website, or just go to shopfse.com. It stands for Free Salon Education. Shopfse.com. Just look at the razor section. We have carbon combs. There might be a few twist razors. Hopefully we've got it set so when they're out of stock, they're out of stock. But I know we just placed an order for more carving combs, and we didn't order the twist because these are so similar. And here's the cool thing about a carving comb. It has a comb on it. So as I'm combing through the hair and I lift the hair up to cut, I can cut, right? So I've got my scissor here. So I can comb the hair here, hold the razor, cut the hair just like that, right? And then comb, or I can comb and then use the razor in my section and still have my scissor. So you have all the tools in your hand at the same time. And like I said, my new thing, my favorite thing to do is to create texture and precision at the same time. Hard lines mixed with textured lines, and that tends to work the best for me. So that's why I like it. And they're $39, so you could get both. And you'd have a wide tooth comb and you'd have a fine tooth comb, and that is that. All right. Would you do a razor for super curly hair? Depends on how super curly we're talking. Okay. It depends on the cut as well, but curly hair, I love the carving comb for. But somebody that has super curly hair, like let's say I have heads everywhere. It's just like I can just grab. It's like I have an infinite bag, a Mary Poppins bag of heads. So this girl here, this isn't actual curly hair. This is created, but I would use a carving comb on her hair, but I don't consider her hair super curly, right? Some people would be like, that's super curly. I don't have the head for the super curly in here, but somebody that had like super curly kinky hair, and I don't know the level system of curl as much. I don't deal with curly hair as much, but somebody that had even curlier hair than that probably would not use a razor. No, I would use a blunt scissor for that. Let's see. It's 39. So Kaplan's saying 35 for each. It's 39 for each one. I think it's $39.95 or something like that for each one. Yeah, and then it comes with 5 blades. I don't know why it comes with 5 blades. That's something that, because it comes with a box of 5, or you can also purchase a box of 10 to go with it. But like it takes 2 blades. But those are things that we talk about that like, why? Like when you're thinking about your user, like we talk about the app all the time, like the user experience, and like, I don't know, you need 6. You need 6. But so there's 5 in there, and then there's two I think already in it, ready to go. So so you actually get like 7, I think. Let's see. So how would you know to cut the hair? Okay, here's a good question. Chanel, how would you know to cut the hair with a razor versus scissor? What are words clients are saying that makes you choose one or the other? That's such a good question. So and I've never answered this question before, so this is going to be either good or bad. I don't know. So clients, my light shut off. All right. So, here's something that clients would say, that like, if they say the word texture, or they flat, they shattered, and a lot of these words, like clients don't really know these kind of words necessarily, but what I'll do is I'll kind of pull that out of them, right? So like when I'm doing my consultation, I'll be like, so what challenges do you have with your hair? And this is a good, like somebody asked me a question about consultation yesterday. So for good consultation questions, like what is your favorite thing about your hair and what is your least favorite thing about your hair? So like if they say, my favorite thing about my hair is that it's shiny, but my least favorite thing is that it's flat. So now I start thinking in my head, well, okay, if you have flat hair, what techniques can I use to create more movement and texture and volume, right? So then we look at, well, how do you build volume? You got to build it based on some density. So where are you putting the density? Where do you want the volume to happen in the haircut, right? So then I start thinking about that stuff. Then, so I'll say, well, what part of your hair bothers you the most? So then they'll point out different areas. Like maybe they'll say right here, this side's always flat. This side's always fine. Like I like this side. And then I'll start thinking, well, why? So, and a lot of times, like if they're a new client and they're coming in, a lot of hairdressers treat both sides the same. When if you have a side part, this side of the head only has this much hair and this side of the head has this much hair. So they're two different heads, two different densities. So you can't cut them the same. They're not gonna appear the same if you do the same exact technique on both sides, right? They're gonna look imbalanced on the head shape. So those are things that I think about. And then razor and scissor, to make that decision, it's just, well, what kind of line do I want? If I do, because there's a difference between blunt cutting with the scissor, right? And point cutting with the scissor. And then having a razor takes it even to a further step of like, I got to work this much. So at least it's going to be like a deep point cut. So it's kind of like the different level system, right? So you got blunt cut, which I would not do with a razor. I do it with a scissor. Then I have point cut, which is just a soft jagged line, but still quite a bit of precision to it. Like you could cut a precise bob with point cutting. Then I get into a deep point cut, but I don't really love doing that on wet hair. So then my mind automatically starts shifting to using a razor on that person because of that fact. So that's really it. And then is it like when I work shoulder length, I would much rather cut my length with a razor because I want that shattered line. And I also want to draw that length in. When you cut with a scissor, no matter what, most of the time you're holding it in your fingers and elevating it somewhere. With a razor, you can literally pinch it on her shoulder and you can take that length away. So to me, I get a more precise result with the razor around the shoulders than I do underneath my fingers. So that's when I would combine it, because maybe I wanted a scissor cut and I do all my layering with a scissor, but I use a razor around the base. Holy smokes, I feel like I went all over the place on that, but I hope it helped. All right, any other cues in here? This is funny. So when I started my day today moving the last few things, I'm guessing you're moving, Kristen. I didn't see that in the chat, but congratulations. The show's theme song was stuck in my head. That's right. That's right. Q, have a wonderful day. That's the best question yet, Antoinette. Unless Q's a person, then I tend to have those struggles too. All right, guys, cool. All right, will razor also remove bulk? Yes. So razors remove bulk really well, and that is probably my favorite thing about using a razor because I've talked about this before, but when I was in hair school, I was a super confident hair cutter. Like I've been kind of like this my whole life, but like I really have never felt like I couldn't do something. So in hair school, I really adapted to hair cutting and I was just super confident. Well, I moved here to near Philadelphia, 1,000 miles from home. We talked about this on the past shows. Go back and watch them. But I moved 1,000 miles from home to start my career here near Philadelphia and met my wife 3 months into living here. And she had this, so she's half Brazilian, right? So she had this like I would say like shoulder length hair. It was a little shorter when I met her, but then when I made this terrible decision, it was longer. And so she said to me she wanted the Keira Knightley haircut with the bangs, and it was like an undercut. It was super short, really cool haircut, right? And I'm like, yes, let's do it. And then I cut it, and she's got super thick hair, and I did it with a scissor, and it was so bad. Guys, like the fact that she's still with me 16 years later is impressive because I butchered her hair. But then probably like 3 months later when it started to grow out, I adjusted it with a razor and it took so much bulk out and it just looked so cool and textured and it started to kind of come into it. And then by 6 months, she was fine. It was only 6 months. So then at that moment, I fell in love with the razor and in the carving comb specifically because that's what I used. It wasn't this carving comb back then. It was actually Donald Scott had partnered with Paul Mitchell. It was a Paul Mitchell carving comb, whatever. But Donald Scott's the creator of the carving comb. And I use this. And like when you take this 50% cut side on short hair and you just kind of run it over top, it takes out so much bulk and creates so much texture. And it's just a really awesome tool. And it saved me on that because I don't cut her hair with a scissor. I probably haven't cut it with a scissor more than a couple times in the last 16 years. And it's super long now. And I don't cut it off anymore. So, and she still reminds me of it to this day. All right. Ashley says, shout out to Christina for enduring the cut and being around to do great things behind the scenes for us. Oh, that's very nice. Christina's the best. She does everything. So anytime she's got to communicate with everybody, anybody that complains about anything, because it happens and we're not perfect. And, when you order stuff, it's Christina. So yes, Christina does everything behind the scenes. And thank you guys for that. Thanks for giving her a shout out. Loving the new app, guys. You should go sign up. Totally should do that. And speaking of the app, I'm going to play the app real quick again. Go sign up the FSE Now app. I'll be right back. Answer a couple more questions, then we're out for the day. Here it is. I got this Christina's Rock. That's right. Good women behind a good man. Thank you very much. Yay, love the app. All right, TE, I see your question. So is the wide tooth or fine tooth the same blades, just different combs on the Donald Scott carving comb razor? So yes, so it's the same exact blades. They go in both. So really, if you bought both, you have both different style combs, right? And you would get 10 blades because you get a pack, 2 packs of 5, and you'd be perfect. You'd be perfectly set. You'd have 10. So yeah, but it's the same blade. Even in the twist, it's the same blade. So it's versatile in all three. All right. We want to meet her. Nancy, you'll meet Christina one of these days. I'm going to have her on here as soon as, so here's the thing. Right now, obviously things are weird. Our son is homeschooling right now because of the pandemic and all of that. So I come here, she's keeping the house together, with helping him with the schoolwork and stuff. I mean, he's pretty self-sufficient at this point. He's 12, but her office is right down from me, so this show's not going to stop once we open back up, and I'm absolutely going to pull her in here to meet everybody for sure. All right. Kristen says she's moving, almost in. Very cool. Congrats. That's awesome. All right, cool. I think the razor will be needed loads when we get back. I think you're right, Emma, for sure. All right, cool, guys. Well, I think I got everybody's questions. If I didn't, then just text it to me. Here's the, let's see here. Here's the number. Text that phone number. I actually have something exciting coming up, meeting tomorrow, and, I just open with you guys, I guess. But there's a texting platform that I've been trying to become a part of that they only let certain people in, and I finally think I am going to be able to get a phone number that I can actually build a community on, which would be really awesome. So that should be coming up. Hopefully, we'll see. But text this phone number for now, and then there might be a new phone number coming out that you guys will have to retext so I can get you actually signed up for what our community is going to be all about on there. Lynn, you're very welcome. Thanks for being a part of this show always. See, this is the new software thing. Got to learn that. Did you guys like the new software and everything? Did you like the feeling of this show, the vibe? So Friday I felt like was the best show we had yet. I feel like this was one of the best shows because I just felt like it was more interactive. I can see you guys like right in front of my face, which I love. So I feel like I got to communicate with you guys better. You're not just kind of over there in the distance. And, you know, I did more lessons today, more videos, because I felt like yesterday went too fast. It just kind of went away too quick. So I'll base it on technique. But what do you guys want to see tomorrow? Cool. You guys are very welcome. All of you guys are awesome. What do you guys want to see tomorrow on the show? Love the vibe for sure. Gene, thanks so much. Love every show you do. Thank you. Love the software. Yeah, me too. The Fine Tooth is sold out. Here's the deal. It won't be sold out for much longer because we just placed an order yesterday. Like I said, that might have been why. Christina texted me yesterday. She's like, we need to do more. I've been making a lot of videos with the carving comb lately, and you guys seem to like it. So maybe it is sold out right now, but it will be back soon. And you're very welcome. Kristen, there is always tomorrow, and there's always the replay. So if you guys missed the show, there's always the replay on Facebook and YouTube. And the show didn't get cut off today, and we didn't crash, which is awesome. Let's do this. That was so loud. Did that just scare all of you? The show didn't crash today, which is the best. So, and I canceled my live stream account yesterday for sure, because guess what? That was really expensive. This is actually really cheap, and I can't even believe it because it runs so much better. So, live stream Vimeo, goodbye. I will never use you again. Thank you for this awesome product, Ecamm, which is really allowing me to up the game of, you know, I got the last software because they told me that the Philadelphia Eagles use that to broadcast their press conferences. And I was like, well, if it's good enough for the Eagles, it's good enough for me. I should let the Eagles know there's something better. Can you show a wedge cut? Yeah, who wants to see a wedge cut? Let me know. If you guys want to see it, I can create one. I'm going to go create whatever's tomorrow right now. So let me know what it's going to be so that you guys can tune in. Yeah, I got to turn down those sound effects. There's like hilarious sound effects that come with this thing, which I'm not like a sound effects person, but that just felt like it needed to happen. And it reminds me of Superstore, if any of you guys have seen Superstore. All right, cool. Go Raiders. I don't mind the Raiders, actually. I don't have any problem with them. All right. Cool, guys. I'd like to see your interpretation of the wedge, not the classic. Okay. I like that. Is that like a skater cut? No, that's not a skater cut. All right, cool. You're very welcome, TE. Let's see a pixie. I want to do a pixie as well. So, I want to do like, I haven't done a pixie haircut in a while. So maybe those are the two cuts I'll do today. And I'll do a pixie show and we'll do a wedge show. I think the wedge will probably take a longer time to teach. And so will the pixie. So, all right, guys, go download the FSE Now app. I really appreciate that from you guys. Let me see if I have, again, it's very cool. You build a profile, you got your gallery, all of your stuff, your bio, everything that goes on to stylistlocator.com. You can watch education. See, there we go. You can watch education videos. All the Woke Up This Way shows are on there, so you guys can watch those as well throughout the app. You get notifications now if somebody says something to you or comments on your work, which is really awesome. That's a new upgrade. We've got messaging, so you can message people and send messages back and forth. You've got profiles of your own, and then it went away. Ready to go. And then at the very end, you've got the community page, which I'll show you guys in a sec. Let me tap that. It's coming. There we go. You got the community page. Look at that sick work. All right, TM, look at that. So you got this work, and honestly, as this grows, I want to start sharing your guys' work on this show. Obviously, I can share this just like this. This is TM's work right here. Looking good. Good job. So you can go through, you can like all the posts, you can comment. There we go. And we're going to keep evolving it, guys, keep making it better. So go to FSE Now app on the App Store, Android and iPhone, or just go to freesaloneducation.com and you'll find the link to do all that. Look at my phone. It's too much. All right. Again, thank you guys so much. What do we say at the end of this show? It's going to be a great day. Can't wait to see you guys tomorrow.
It's gonna be a great day.
Thanks, guys. Goodbye.
Chop it, clip it, spray it, flip it. I woke up this way. It's gonna be a great day. Chop it, clip it, spray it, flip it. Let me show you the way. It's gonna be a great day. Chop it, clip it, spray it, flip it. I woke up this way. It's gonna be a great day. Chop it, clip it, spray it, flip it. Let me show you the way.
See you guys.